I am tremendously uncomfortable with the amount of sales professionals who do not ask for the next step in their sales process while they're in that meeting that they're in right now. This is particularly alarming to me because most salespeople get paid. Some of them only get paid when they get that next step and maybe the step and the step and the step after that. You only get paid when you make a sale, but you're not asking for the step that will lead to the sale. That is just disturbing to me. Like, I want you to wrap your brain around that. When I talk to people about asking for that next step, when I work with clients about asking for those next steps, one of the things that normally comes up is, it might be a little awkward at first and it might be a little uncomfortable to start, but I think I can do that, Jeff. I think I can start asking. And here's my question, and this is how I want to reframe it for you. Why isn't it uncomfortable? Why isn't it awkward to not ask for that next step? What are you there to do? Now, I know there may be a belief issue. There may be some reason where you're not quite sure if this is a good fit. You're not quite sure if you've done enough to earn a next move in the process. But don't you believe in what you sell? Aren't you making this sales call because you know you can help a certain part of the population, whether it's a consumer directly or it's a business or it's some other way? You've got some customer in mind. You know you can help that person. You know you can help that person differently than anybody else that's out there. We can argue better at another time, but talking about better typically leads to arguments. Talking about different typically leads to conversations. So I'll save that for another tip. But don't you believe in your differentiators? Don't you believe in your ability to make somebody's life better as a result? Don't you believe that your time is valuable? Don't you believe that the company that you support is worth supporting and that the customers you support are worth supporting? And don't you believe that they are better off for having worked with you than for anybody else? Well, if you believe all those things, then isn't it your obligation to ask for that next step? Aren't you leaving all those people that you could help totally in the lurch by not asking for the next step? Who are you serving with your product or service? Who are you not serving by not doing your job? Asking for that next step shouldn't be comfortable, or it shouldn't be uncomfortable. It should be very comfortable. Asking for that next step should be your obligation. Asking for that next step should be the default. Yet 40 to 92% of salespeople, according to James Muir's research in The Perfect Close, do not ask for the next step. So if you believe in all of those things, then it should be a natural occurrence for you to ask for that next step, right? So I know that's what you're going to do on every one of your sales calls, right? Because that's your job. And if you don't believe in all of those things, what are you doing?